The horror genre, I feel like, has certain tropes that always get repeated over and over again. That really gets me like, I gotta watch this. I know it's gonna happen because it's been done so many times. And I gotta watch this over and over again. When you get zombie movies, you're always like, it's the same thing over and over again. I gotta watch through this. And then I was asked to review the movie Army of the Dead that just came out, 2021, Zack Snyder. And I'm like, I gotta do another Zack Snyder movie with the slow motion and the tropes that he always uses and the focus and the camera frames and all this other stuff. I'm like, I gotta watch this. And I don't know, because maybe I dropped my expectation walking into this movie. And I didn't really know much about it besides the trailer. But the Army of the Dead was actually pretty fun for me to watch. I enjoyed this movie. Maybe because it had action in it. Action adventure is like my realm. Those are the movies that get me geeked up. And throwing the horror aspect of it into it with this action movie where I felt like it wasn't just the same old tropes, you know, some of them are there, but with the action twist of it of like, okay, this all makes sense to me. I enjoyed this movie and I'm excited to talk about it on this episode of Movie Breakdowns. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And what's Movie Breakdowns? Movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F, plus and minus to count. And if there's a movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I get to it as best I can. Also have a Patreon, Patreon/Ali Zakka. And on Patreon, if you ask me to do a review, I get to it immediately because you're paying for my services. And on top of that, I have other stuff like trade reaction, trade reviews, much more detailed. Shout out to Ty the Phoenix for following me on Patreon, and thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Now, let's go ahead and get to today's review of Army of the Dead 2021. That is directed and written by Zack Snyder. This is a Zack Snyder film all of his own. Zack Snyder has pretty much brought it back to me for me when I watched his Snyder cut. I was like, all right, Zack Snyder, solid, good job there. Then I decided to watch Army of the Dead. And first thoughts, the opening credit scene is amazing. It is phenomenal. A phenomenal opening scene. It shows how the world is set up. It shows you how the monster is revealed. It shows you pretty much the backstory of everybody you need to know, and then it sets into the next scene. Completely simple, not really much words, just the music and the soundtrack. Reminds me of that of like the movie Up. The opening stuff is good. Speaking of which, I'm not going to spoil this first half of this video. The spoiler hasn't been the other half, but this first half is non-spoiler because the movie just came out, so I'll let you guys know when the spoilers are going to start. But yeah, the opener is solid. If you're going to watch this movie, you will enjoy the opener. You're also going to enjoy the last hour of this movie. The last hour and 40 minutes of this movie, because it really takes you on a roller coaster ride. Opening, the last hour, the rest of it, because this movie's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It's kind of like, you might like it, you might not like it. It is long. I personally looked away a few times because it was long. I watched this in the comfort of my house on Netflix. But yeah, it is long. It's a long movie. That kind of hurts it. Hurts it a lot. But other than that, it was solid. I enjoyed this movie. I had fun. Once again, make I lower my expectation. I didn't walk into it thinking like this is going to be the best movie ever. I was just like, zombie flick. Give me different zombies, people surviving, and you're like, okay, neat. So what is the story of this movie? You have a ragtag group of people who have to go into this building in Vegas to open up this vault to take out $200 million. And Vegas is now infected by zombies. If you've ever played the game Left 4 Dead, this is the kind of zombies you're going to see. Also zombies from like Resident Evil, zombies from The Walking Dead, zombies from World War Z, and zombies from the old classic slow motion zombies that like only move at our brains. You're going to see those kind of zombies. You see it all. And because the trailer gives it to you, a zombie tiger, which is pretty neat. But that's what it is. They gotta go into this area in Vegas, no, not even the area, just the city of Vegas that's been quarantined and cut off because of zombie invasion, and get out $200 million and come back alive. That is the point of the movie. And while they get into Vegas, they find different scenarios and different situations that they must overcome to complete the mission. That is it. It is a bank heist zombie film. Okay, check that off. Haven't seen that before. Neat. And the cast, by the way, is pretty much Bautista. Dave Bautista put the team on his back in this movie, and he is phenomenal. Which, to me, I wasn't surprised by his acting range. A lot of people are like, oh, he can really act. I'm like, the dude performed in front of crowds, live performance in front of crowds of, hundreds of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and millions watching at home at WrestleMania and then Raw and SmackDown, and his range in WWE and his character portrayal in WWE is no different from what there is in the movie. Like him getting choked up and crying and him getting emotional about certain stuff. It's like he did that in WWE. I watched it for years. I'm a huge WWE fan. I watched Bautista on screen for years, and seeing him in this movie was like, let's go. Let's go. But as far as him, nobody else really stands out. You have your generic characters, like yet you expect in a bank heist / zombie movie. I do like that certain characters show up and they're like, I'm not about that life, which I love that. That is great, because that's how somebody in real life will react to certain things. Like, yeah, I'm not about that life. I'm gonna head on home. Y'all do y'all. I'll write y'all a card when I get back. Like, I appreciate that from Snyder. And I appreciate them that's like not just having everybody gung-ho into the situation. Now, as far as the cast, because it is a huge cast of people, it's an ensemble of people, but really, Dave Bautista, who plays Scott Ward, he is your main protagonist. He's the one you're going to follow most of the movie, and the one you're going to get really attached to, and he is the leader of the group. He is like your, I wouldn't go as far as say like Captain America, but his trope is that of Captain America. He is just a guy who also wants money. Well, Captain America's not really in it for money, but this guy, his character background, he wants money. His motivation is there. And I will add to that as it gets to another characters that everybody has a motivation for being there, and I appreciate that too. So it lays the groundwork down. Ella Pennell, who plays Kate Ward, thought she did a good job. Her motivation for being there, she wanted to save another person in the area. She is the daughter of Scott Ward. And you do have a father-daughter scenario where there's a little bonding there. I thought that was kind of neat. You have, I'm going to mess this guy's name up, but Mattis Schwarzwergerhoff, who played Ludwig Dieter. He is your bank vault breaking guy. He is your science nerdy geek dude who's never really been in battle. I thought he did a good job, and he grows on you in certain parts of the movie. You have Ana de la Reguera, who played Maria Cruz. I thought she did a great job. You really get behind her character as well. Hiroyuki Sanada, who plays Tanaka. Scorpion, the guy from the Wolverine, he's in this movie, and he's in the movie. I'll put it that way. But for the moment he shows up, he does good. He always plays a role where he's like the head guy, the head boss guy. He's in Endgame as the boss guy. He's in the Wolverine, he's the boss guy. Scorpion and freaking Mortal Kombat, boss guy. Like, he doesn't play characters where he's like a weakling. He's like a top-notch dude. Omari Hardwick, who plays Vanderhoof, or Vanderhee. I thought Omari did a good job. Like, his character was the big buff guy who just like grunts. But like, he had some funny parts in the movie. Then you have Nora Arnezender, who plays Lily. She is the coyote. She actually has some very solid character points in this movie. She is a strong character in of herself, and it's kind of like know the lay of the land. Thought she did a good job. I felt like some of the writing for her wasn't strongest. Like she kind of like your generic exposition filler in certain parts of the movie, but the exposition wasn't just given to characters who didn't know the situation. Like, I mean, who wasn't just given to, I say the exposition wasn't given to characters who knew the situation. She actually, there was reason for the exposition that she was given. But she is your exposition plot point. She gives out stuff and you're just like, ah, okay, that makes sense. I want to say the other guy I really want to mention is Richard Synder. He plays Zeus. I want to say Zeus is the main bad guy in this movie, or main antagonist, I should say. And I felt like he did a great job being that character, portraying it and bringing him to life. And I thought his acting for that character was solid. Now, as far as music goes, the music is Zack Snyder. Like, he's gonna have slow versions of songs, or acoustic versions, or like versions that not the original of certain songs that you're gonna hear in the background, and they play certain themes. The slow motions all throughout this movie. You're gonna have slow motions for turning lights on. You're gonna have slow motions for looking over the corner. Slow motions for picking up something. Slow motion for just looking up at the sky. You're going to have all that. It's all that Snyderism that you're going to get. It's going to be in this movie. And is this a Friday night movie? Yeah, I'll say it's a Friday night movie. Give it to friends and family. Watch this movie. Actually don't. Don't watch with family. There are zombie titties in this movie. Yes, I said it. Zombie titties. That's the thing. That's the thing. So, if you don't want to see the nudity, don't watch this with your family. It is rated R. Also, as far as blood and guts, there is all that. Think what you're expecting in a zombie movie. You're going to get the blood and guts and gore. That's going to be in there. You're going to see people get their head blown off. You're going to see splats and body parts come out. You're going to see it. So just remember that watching this movie. Think Logan and you'll be perfectly fine. Matter of fact, Logan is a very good way to explain how the violence and nudity works in this movie, because there's those things in Logan too. Vegas, guys. Vegas. Now, grading time. Now, there's a lot of stuff I need to talk about in this non-spoiler review, because it spoils the movie. But the reason why I'm going to give this movie the grade I'm going to give it actually going to really hinge on the spoiler section. Because most parts of what I don't like about the movie is character actions and choices. Now I feel like the writing wasn't as strong, so it really bugged me to watch this movie at certain points. Cause I'm like, okay, hold on, why didn't this happen? Why didn't that happen? So it actually affects the grade of this movie. It's a fun movie, I will say that. Is it better than some of the other Snyder's films? Yes. Is it the worst zombie film out there? No. Like, it's a fun movie, and because of that, and because of how the way the movie ends, and the way the movie begins, the middle part's like, but the ending is really strong. The ending is really strong, the beginning is really strong, but that middle's like, and because of the middle, I'm gonna give this movie a B minus, and the rest of it I'm gonna talk about in the spoiler section, which I'm excited to talk about. So if you guys don't mind spoilers, see you guys in the next few moments. But everybody else here who's like, I'm peacing out, if you've seen, and actually, I guess if you've seen it, put in the comment section below. But if you want to listen to my spoiler talk, stick around. If you haven't, go watch the movie and come back and then put in the comment section. But this movie gets a B minus for me. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. Let's get into spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So spoilers, the things I don't like about this movie: character choices, character development, and characters transporting. So one thing that bothered me throughout this movie, that really bugged me, was like characters doing stuff that didn't make sense. For example, there is a beginning of the movie when Zeus comes out of the crate that he was in. the military like base operative told the agents, told the soldiers to get out of there as soon as possible, run, screw it. And Zeus comes out and his military, like it's like 6 army soldiers. And the 6 soldiers, 4 of the 6 are like shooting Zeus, like literally laying clips into Zeus. One dude is like in the convoy, like, or in the truck trying to get together and everything, and the other guy's watching this happen. And the guy in the truck did not turn around to hear his teammates just loading bullets after bullets into something that like no average human can survive. And I was just like, they're literally arming fire. Now, you can say, it's because he trusts his teammates, trusts his soldiers. On the other hand, like, I would look back like, why is just somebody unloading a clip on somebody? Like, good Lord. Just didn't make sense to me. The stuff that happens out this movie, where you're just like, hold on. Wait a minute, what? They wanted to the vote to get $200 million, but only to receive $50 million? Now, you're saying, well, $50 million is a lot of money. However, you split $50 million between 9 people, you're just like, I guess you still say a million's a million, which, okay, yeah, but at the same time, we're getting 50 million out of 200 million. And why does the guy who owns the vote doesn't know the password to the vote to get into it? So they gotta break into the vault themselves? Like, alright, sure. And on top of that, why does Zeus capture 3 people and put them off into a corner? Like, why is with the number of 3 people? Alright, cool. Questions. So Greta, the girl who Kate's person wants to go out, Kate, she wants to go and save. She is like, well, Greta has to be alive, and she has to be alive. So I'm gonna go find, not Greta, but Gita. It's Geeta. Gita has to be alive. So I'm gonna go save her. So she teleports in the movie from the building they was in to the Olympia's building in Vegas within like 30 minutes. And there's certain stuff where I'm like, come on guys, hurry up, roll it. Whereas Zack Snyder having the character take forever to get into a helicopter, taking a moment to pause when they know the zombie dude's not dead yet, and then he hops into the train, help into the helicopter with them. Okay, sure. On top of that, they're in a vault that's underground. And America, the government decided to nuke Vegas. Decided to go to Vegas, decided to take a bomb and shoot to Vegas. They're going to do it on 4th of July, which give them like 4 days to get this job done. But then it turns into a 3-day mission, which they take the time to get in there. And they had like an hour and 30 minutes before the bomb. No, an hour and 30 minutes before the bomb drop. No, hour and 20 minutes before the bomb jumps to Vegas. And the guy's like, I need 30 minutes. So there's like, we got an hour to get out of here. Like, no, you guys actually have 50 minutes to do it. But that's me nitpicking there. But the one part that bugs me is that V gets saved by Dieter. He gets talking to the vault when the zombies started to come after them. And Dieter didn't jump into the vault with V. He decided to get caught by the main villain. And when he gets caught by the main villain, I started thinking, oh, okay, what's his gonna survive this? Because he's in the vault, and when a nuke hits, the vault's not gonna get destroyed. He's gonna be alive and have all $200 million with him. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. Why didn't everybody else just jump in the vault with him? Like, why didn't they think, like, you know what? There's a vault, there's a bomb coming. Why don't we just sit in the vault and survive it out? Okay, choices. Like, or they saw one of the characters, Anna's character by the way, she's getting attacked by a bunch of zombies, and like 7 of them are watching her get attacked, and then she does the whole, go without me, don't save me. It is like 4 zombies on you with 7 people who are all trained, well besides one dude, who are really trained marksmen because they didn't miss their aim on shooting zombies. They all headshot it like that. So you're telling me that you couldn't just sit there and be like, no, take them out. Take me with you. Because she is like shooting off these monsters. She is going ham sauce in this movie. And then just like, go without me. I won't survive. What? Or explosions happen and the backlash doesn't get to the good guys. They jump out the way somehow. And you're just like, what? Explain. So, some of the writing is not the strongest of this movie, but the plot for the characters getting together makes sense. And I do like how Snyder does play on the villain side. He does show the antagonist. He does show like the zombies have like this hierarchy, that there's like the lower zombies, there's the smart zombies kind of like generals, and then like there's the king, which is like Zeus, and he has a bride who is also impregnated. So I kept thinking that maybe he's taking the women to figure out who's the strongest so he can impregnate her and get more zombie babies. But I guess the zombies wouldn't know that there's other cities. So I guess you want to keep the survival of zombies, but you can have a zombie baby. I don't know, one person can produce babies? I don't know. Or all the alphas can do it? These are questions for my thoughts, which I heard Snyder doing multiple movies of this universe, so we'll probably get more backstory on that. But I did like how the zombies did have a part. Like, it wasn't just mindless zombies. There was like a hierarchy, and there was a thing getting built to show that there's something. But I do like how there's motivation there for the characters. It made sense for characters being there in certain situations and doing certain stuff. That made sense to me. I do like how Lily had felt guilty about bringing people in and serve them up to the zombie queen. I do like all that. So it's a fun B- movie. People on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb don't like this movie though. You really look at it. IMDb gave it a 6 out of 10. And then Rotten Tomatoes gave it 62%, which I was really surprised by that. I thought this would be a movie right up Rotten Tomatoes' alley. So, But it's a fun flick. It's super long. Yes, long for no reason. Character motivation is there, but what they do in the movie is not as smart. But it's cool. Bautista carries this movie. Without him, this movie wouldn't be a B- movie. It'd probably be a C or C- movie. But Bautista's acting is so great that you're just like, yes, yes. So, B- for me. And if you guys seen the movie Army of the Dead, what did you guys think? Please put in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. And see ya on the next episode. And keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of movie breakdowns or grind towards success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.